I'm from Zimbabwe. You went to Ghana. Just ready to explain to people every day why I have 3 different hairstyles in a week. Hello. This is so cringe because I know my roommate can hear me and she doesn't know that I do YouTube. So this is very much like what's going on. Anyways, welcome back to my channel. Nashi, and I'm back again with another video. I'm here with a sit down video, which is something that I've never done in a while. So that's interesting. Someone told me that sit down videos are boring, so I stopped doing them. But then I like doing them because I love talking. One thing about me, I love talking. Low-key, I want to start a podcast, but that's a story for another day. But today I'm going to be talking about living as a black person in Spain. Hey, this is Nashi from the future. I just wanted to mention that the things that I mentioned in this video do not apply to everyone. For the most part, people here in Barcelona, at least, they're very nice, very welcoming. The things that I mentioned only apply to a very small niche of people. Not everyone is like this. For the most part, people are nice here. It doesn't apply to everyone. So if you're not one of these people, do not take offense in it. Bye. Because one of you guys commented in one of my videos to talk about living as a black person in Spain, which I was like, you know what, that sounds so interesting. I'm literally looking everywhere. I'm sorry, it's so hard for me to focus, but I thought that was interesting because it's a different experience, obviously, compared to living back in Zimbabwe. For reference, for those who don't know, I'm from Zimbabwe, grew up in Zimbabwe and Zambia. I've always been in a black majority country, black dominated country, whatever you want to call it. So living in a country that has other people that are not Zimbabwean or Zambian or African is a new experience for me. Like, I was obviously surrounded by people from other countries back home, but then living in a country that is not black dominated is a new thing for me, and I'm going to tell you about all my experiences. The thing is, I didn't write anything down, so I'm literally freestyling this. It's either gonna come out very good or very bad, whatever. Anyways, so I'm gonna tell you guys what I expected when I came to Spain, just so that you understand. I know the person who asked was asking mostly about racism, so I'm gonna talk about that. That's gonna be my first thing. Racism. Let's talk about racism. But before we start talking about racism, I'm gonna tell you guys what I expected to experience as a black person living in a European country, specifically Spain. So when I came to Spain, when I started living in Spain, it was in 2020. And if you know 2020, you know that's when all things happened. The whole George Floyd thing happened. The whole Black Lives Matter movement happened in 2020. Yeah, it happened in 2020. So obviously for me, I didn't really know the difference between racism in the US, racism in Canada, racism in Europe, racism. I didn't experience racism. So I came with a very negative thought living in a European country, a white dominated country, as a black person. I very much expected to experience racism. I very much expected to fear the police. I had to not trust the police and things like that. And I remember during the first days I was here, whenever I used to see the police, I used to get so scared, literally scared, like, because I thought they were going to do something to me. I thought they were going to suspect me, that I was trying to do something bad. So I really never wanted to even see them in my face. I remember this one time because I was still new and I didn't know how to use the public transport of Spain, and like I was stuck in a metro station and like I saw the police and they literally ran away. My heart started beating so fast because I thought they were gonna, I don't know, that's how scared I was. So I was really scared. But now I literally love the police. I don't know if that's the good word to use, but I love them because whenever I see them, I feel, which is also different again from Zimbabwe, from back in my country, because the police doesn't really help back at home. They help, but they don't. Like, if you call the police, they're going to come back in 5 hours and they're going to be like, they're not going to give you any solution. Here, most of the time they give, like, I've heard a lot of people being like, oh, as I lost this, I reported to the police and they found it. You know, someone lost their phone and they found it. If you lose your phone in Zimbabwe, forget and smile, you're never gonna get it back. Like, bro, what the heck? But like, yeah, people are like, yeah, I lost the phone. I called the police. This happened. You know, the police found these things for me. And so basically, is there racism in Spain? I personally have not experienced it. Pause. Rewind. Come back. I have experienced racism. I told you I didn't plan this thing, but I have experienced racism. But then again, it's not that bad. It's mainly from old people. Old people do be hating black people. I don't know. I think just because our skin is so unique and pretty, they just like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I really don't know. I wish I could like sit down with one of them and be like, hey, can I please ask why you hate us? Because I remember this one time I was just walking in the street and this lady, old white lady, saw me and she just literally started cussing me out. She used a lot of words that I didn't understand at that point because my Spanish was still really bad, and I had to go. But like I kept the words in my head, so I went to my friend and I was like, "Hey, like what does this mean?" And then she's like, "Who say that to you?" And I was like, "Is it bad?" And she was like, "Yeah, it's bad." And then I explained, she's like, "Bro, she was being racist." So old people do be hating on black people. They say a lot of bad words toward, well, not all the time. Some are nice, but sometimes they do say a lot of just bad words towards us, and then sometimes they stare. But apparently, white people stare. I don't know. They do, but like I experienced it. I experienced it a lot from old people. They'll literally look at you from there up to there. They'll be like, until you're out of sight, looking at you, and I'm like, what exactly are you looking at? So yeah. Something else about racism. My friend did tell me one time that like these ladies were like my friend is black, were like just so, and again they started cussing out. They called it the N-word in Spanish or in French, I don't remember, but they called it the N-word again because there was like I don't know, something just happened. Like she was so angry. They started saying, "You black people, na 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 na, you N-word people," you know, started cussing her out. So I really don't know why they were doing that, but that's like, you know, there is racism, you know, there is racism, but like it's not intense. I'm not like trying to say it's not, because that's wrong, but you know, it can be intense and it's not, or maybe it's just me, I haven't experienced the intense racism, and I praise God for that. And then but then people are very ignorant. Like people expect everyone who's black to be from Africa. So I have a lot of European black friends, and I have a lot of American, Canada, you know, friends from the UK who are black. But then whenever they're like, "Hey, I'm from the UK, hey, I'm from France, hey, I'm from Germany," usually people are like, "But like, where are you from? But like, where are your parents from?" Which I know is annoying for my friends. For me, well, I'm from Zimbabwe, like you're not gonna ask me any further questions, so for me it's not a big deal. But I know for my friends it can be very much be annoying because I just told you, you know, where I'm from. So I know that's the issue my friends have, but I don't have that issue because I'm from Africa. You know, they expect you to be from Africa if you're black, and I am from Africa, so it's not a problem for me. But speaking about being from Africa, oh my Lord. If you didn't watch my questions I get asked as a black person in Spain, you should go watch it. But like, it's just like they have a very negative perspective of Africans, of Africa, and things like that. Like whenever I've told people I'm from Zimbabwe, they're like, "Oh yeah," like this lady was like, "Yeah, I went to do charity work in Ghana, and oh my God, the poor kids, you know, I just felt so bad for them, you know, like poor kids, you know, poor Africans." And I'm like, first of all, what gives you the audacity to say this in front of my face when I just told you that I'm from Africa? Number one. Number two, I'm from Zimbabwe. You went to Ghana. I've never been to Ghana. I don't know what Ghana looks like. If you told me to point Ghana on the map right now, I probably would not be able to. That's just how much I don't know about Ghana. So they have this thing of like, if you tell them that you're from Zimbabwe, they're like, "Yeah, I have a friend from Congo. Oh yeah, I've been to Kenya. Oh yeah, I've been to Nigeria." And I'm like, good for you. Good for you. Like, how would you feel if you told me that you're from Germany? And I was like, "Oh, I have a friend in Italy. I have a friend in Russia." You know? It doesn't make sense. But I guess, I don't know. So that's number one. Number two, they're always like, "Oh, how is it living in Africa? It must be so bad. Did you run away because of the situation?" Which I know some Africans did come here because of the situation, but like it's not everyone. They assume that every African person who came here, they came here seeking for better opportunities, seeking for better life because they were suffering in Africa. And it's like, bro, we literally just wanted to study abroad. It's not that big of a deal. It's not supposed to be that deep. And then the next thing, they're very curious and very confused about our hair, which makes sense. Just ready to explain to people every day why I have 3 different hairstyles in a week and why they're all different textures and different lengths, because they don't understand. They're like, "Oh, I thought that was your hair." And I'm like, it was not. I have this wig. I'm probably gonna put a picture. It literally looks like a wig. The wiggiest wig I've seen in my life. Whenever I wear that thing, everyone is like, is that your real hair? And I say yes. I say yes, and they're like, oh my god, your hair is so nice, I wish I had curly hair and things like that. And then whenever I do braids, it's a whole thing. Can I touch them? Na, na, na. So it's a whole thing. And again, speaking of hair, if you're from Africa, this is for my Africans specifically. It's hard to find people that do hair. If you do find them, it's mad expensive. Tell me why I have to pay 100 euros to get my braids done. Tell me why I have to pay 150 euros to get my hair done. Do you know how much you pay? Do you know how much you pay in Zimbabwe? Max $10. Okay, maybe $20, $20 USD. That's it. So it's really painful to not know how to do your hair. And I don't know how to do my own hair. And honestly, at this point, I don't know. I just feel like for me personally, it's too late to learn how to do my own hair. But with that being said, it really hurts. It really, really hurts whenever I have to do my hair. And that's why, I always wear wigs. But that's besides the point. But I do, like one thing I would advise people is to find friends that know how to do hair. If you have friends that know how to braid, and if you can braid, you can braid each other's hair. And if you can't braid, they can always charge you better than going to a professional from here. And then the weather as well. If you're from Zimbabwe ain't cold. You know what I mean? Zimbabwe is not cold. Like, it gets cold, but it's not really cold. In Spain, it gets cold, and apparently Spain is not even that cold. But for me, I'm like dying. I'm freezing. So also just get ready of the cold. I think I'm gonna end here because I'm literally running out of things to talk about because I didn't plan. Probably gonna do a part 2 just to like explain more things because I think I forgot a lot of things today. But in general, Spain is not that bad. Like, if you want to come to Spain, I would 100% recommend. It's been good for the most part. I know I cannot talk on behalf of everyone. Anyways, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe, comment down what videos you want to see next. Do all the good stuff. Click that button, subscribe button, and click that bell button so that you'll be notified whenever I post a new video.